Thanksgiving, sometimes it's about sharing time and food with the family that you create. You know, you got to scrounge around and force people who maybe have not sampled your cuisine before to do so. And just get some fresh blood beyond the crypt. So that's the plan this year. And also in the spirit of preparing dishes from all God's creatures, great and small, we have some menu items from the more minuscule end of the scale. So to begin, I'm going to cook up some very small omelets, some quail's eggs. And so that there's enough of them for you to actually see, I'm going to group them together inside hash brown nests. So the first step is that we're going to make some hash browns. Now, I've got 2 large potatoes shredded up here. We'll start putting those in the bowl. They're chilly right now, but they're going to get warmed up. Okay, then to bind it all together, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And then this kind of seems like cheating when we're making quail's eggs, but just to bind the hash brown ingredients all together, we're going to add 1 chicken egg. Now let's see if Gauntly can remember how to do this. Usually this is an au-grat task, but alright. It's coming. There we go. Beautiful. Not so hard. Au-grat makes it look challenging. Okay. And we're going to whip it all up nice together. Gitchy goomy. You're just going to mix your cheese and egg and shredded potatoes all together in a bowl here. Stir it until it's all nice and congealed. I've heated an oven to 350 degrees. And in a moment we'll be putting our slurry in there, but there is one more step before we're ready for that. Beautiful. Nice and slick and greasy and full of that yellow color that you only get when you're working with lipids and fats and butters. Lots of butter. Alright, that's looking pretty even now. And the last step before we put this glop in the oven is going to be, we are going to grab some ramekins, which are just little dishes, glass or ceramic. 4 of those. And we're going to divide up our mix to line each of those little containers. Okay, well, there we go. Our ramekins have got our mixtures in them. And you know what? This is a step that should have happened at the start. I'm going to do it now. Hope it works okay. You're supposed to grease your ramekins so that the hash browns will come out in a little bit later. So I'm just going to mix this butter down in there and hope it does the trick. There we are. Probably want the butter down on the bottom, I would think. So it would be good to do this as the first step. I'm going to do it this way and hope it doesn't start a fire, but we'll see. Just really want to get some butter in there to get the containers nice and slick. And then press the hash brown mixture to form sort of a nest shape, because that's what we're going for here. The browned potatoes are going to look like twigs and things surrounding our precious little eggs. Just kind of smush and mush it until it forms a concave shape, just like that. Okay, and we're going to be putting these in the oven at 350 degrees for about a half an hour, at which point they should emerge as nice little nests to each store a few of our quail eggs. Now wait till you get a load of these things because they are tiny, I tell you what. So now's the time. Got it heated to 350 degrees. We're going to pop these suckers in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will see you in 30 minutes. Enjoy a film. Something in the spirit of eating tiny animals on Thanksgiving.
Mother, wouldn't it be slick if we had an electric ironer, like Sally's mother has?
Of course it would. And I'm looking forward to having an electric dryer, too. Just think. Then we'd have a complete electric laundry.
Whee!
We? What?
Why, goodbye, old wash day. That's what a wee.
Really, Judy. Come on now, eat your lunch. You'll feel better.
I feel fine. This tastes yummy. I just love bacon crisp and crunchy like this.
Honey, stop wolfing your food. No one's going to take it away from you.
Sorry, sweetie, but it's really your fault. You shouldn't make them so good.
Oh, I almost forgot. A letter from Bob.
Another letter? Thought he was coming home tomorrow.
He is. He wrote to say he's bringing a friend with him.
What does he say? About the friend, I mean. Is he tall, dark, and handsome, I hope?
Well, here's what he says. Alex is a real great guy, even though he's serious-minded and tops in all his classes. He's got a job lined up with a construction gang near us, and I knew you wouldn't mind if he spent a few days with me, since it's the end of the term.
Say, pretty dull.
Alex has little time for girls.
I knew it. I bet he doesn't even dance.
And is quite a woman-hater in his way. Well, well.
For Pete's sake, wouldn't you know that goon brother of mine would bring home something that lives under a rock?
Judy, I do wish you'd speak English like normal human beings. Besides, I'm sure Mr. Phipps is a very nice young man.
I know. But just because Bob is a book cook, there's no reason he has to bring another one home with him.
Well, we'll see. Oh, there's a special message for you. And be sure and tell Judy to keep her grimy little paws off of my friend. He's got no time for babies.
What's his name again?
Alexander Phipps.
Alexander Phipps? Sounds revolting. Whatever made my dear brother think I'd be interested in a character with a name like that? As far as Mr. Alexander Phipps is concerned, he'll be left alone. Strictly alone. And with the greatest of pleasure.
Judy, is it about time you got dressed, dear?
I'm dressed.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. Go put on a dress before they get here.
For him? Okay, but nobody named Alexander Phipps would ever notice what I had on. Jeepers! Is he cool? Really cool. Yipe! Mother! They're here! And look at me, I'm a mess!
Well, what do you care? Remember? His name is Alexander Phipps.
Oh, wait till I get that brother of mine alone!
Hi, Mom. Oh, gee, it's good to be home. Oh, Mom, this is Alex.
Hello, Alex. We're very happy to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Adams. It's nice of you to have me.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. You're the twin without the Tony. Alex, this is the little sister I was telling you about, Judy Alexander Phipps.
How do you do, Mr. Phipps? So nice you could come.
Oh, thanks, Judy. And the name is Alex.
Did you boys have your lunch?
Oh, no. We didn't want to miss another one of your meals. Besides, we wanted to catch a shower.
Well, okay, run along then. I'll have everything ready by the time you get back.
Right. Oh, Mom, how about some of those hot biscuits of yours,
All right, hot biscuits. Judy will make them for you.
Judy? I didn't know she could. Come on, Alex.
Oh, that sounds real good, and thanks.
Mother, you do the biscuits, huh?
Well, it'll only take you a moment, Judy.
Thanks, Angel. I think I will throw on a dress. More ladylike, don't you think so?
Yes, dear, but Alexander Phipps will never notice that.
You're a doll, Mother.
Sure do get a smooth shave with this electric razor. Hope your dad won't mind.
No, he won't mind a bit. He always lets me use it when I'm home. Dad's a swell guy. You'll like it.
Hey, you're not running out of hot water, are you?
What?
I said, you're not running out of hot water, are you? I stayed under quite a long time.
Oh, don't worry about that. Wait till you see the electric water heater Dad got us. We're loaded now. We have plenty of hot water all the time.
Hey, Bob,
Yeah?
I thought you said your sister was just a little kid.
Don't let her fool you. She's still a little monster. Hey, you look mighty pretty. How about that food?
Food? Is that all you can think of at a time like this? Besides, don't change the subject. I ought to wring your smug little neck.
What's the matter now? What have I done?
Studious, serious-minded.
What are you talking about?
Tops in all his classes.
Now, Judy, Alex is really a guy who...
Who has little time for girls.
Now, wait a minute. Let me explain.
And a woman-hater to boot. I think you're a stinker. Why do girls have to have brothers?
I love you, too. Now, simmer down, sis. It's the truth. Alex really has no time for girls. Especially you.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Just watch, Junior. Hi, Alex. I know you're hungry. You'll be eating in a jiffy. Excuse me.
Everything's ready, Judy.
Come and get it.
Sit down, boys.
Come on, Alex, make yourself at home.
Sorry to put you to all this trouble, Mrs. Adams, but it does smell good.
No trouble at all, Alex. Everything's so easy with an electric range. Possibly I'm prejudiced, but seems the food tastes better, too.
Say, I hate to be corny, beautiful, but what's cooking?
Stew. Beef stew.
Oh.
Mom knows how you love it.
It's wonderful. It's my favorite dish.
Hot biscuits. Mother made them. I'll get it, Mom.
Throw some of these tomatoes out.
Thanks.
Did he arrive? Man, he's positively frantic. A real cool Jonah. Tall, good-looking. Nothing at all like the drips around school. Uh-huh. And he drives a real shafty convertible. He really has it. Oh, and he looks at me, I get, you know, squishy. This afternoon? Oh, that's a wonderful idea. What time? Okay, bye.
Well, that stew was really a production, Mrs. Adams. Can we help with the dishes?
No KP duty around here, Sergeant. Strictly automatic. See? Oops.
some in here already, Mom.
That's all right, dear. Just put them in with the others. Oh, wait a minute, Bob. Why not do it the easy way?
Excuse me, Mom. That used to be my job at home. Washing the dishes, I mean.
Oh, Bob and Judy got their share, too. But thank heaven, no more washing and wiping dishes around here. And the dishwasher uses such hot water, you couldn't possibly put your hands in it.
Well, sure. That makes the dishes hygienically clean.
I'll put the Heatwell cooker in when I do the next load. See? Nothing to it, is there?
What? Okay, beautiful. Now, don't forget to call me, will you? Right.
Sally phoned and asked me to go for a swim. Thought you might like to come along and bring Alex.
Oh, thanks. But I think Alex is going to be busy.
Busy doing what?
Now, look, small fry, don't give me any trouble. All I know is he's seeing a man at the Northwest Machine Works on a matter of hydraulics. Why don't you ask him yourself?
Thanks. I will.
And the circulating air completely dries them.
My, you certainly know all about dishwashers.
Oh, not all. But to tell the truth, Mrs. Adams, anything of mechanical or electrical nature interests me. Fits in with a hobby of mine.
Dishwashers?
Not exactly. Time study. Figuring out how to do things better in less time and with less work.
Time study. Sounds interesting.
And does going for a swim sound interesting, Alex? It's a swell day for us.
Oh, it is at that, Judy. And it'd be great, but well, could we make it some other time? I have an appointment this afternoon with an engineer. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons I came home with Bob. Hey, and I'd better hurry, too. Oh. Thanks for the lunch, Mrs. Adams, and have a good swim, Judy.
How do you like that? He'd rather fiddle with a hydraulic or something than go swimming with me.
You heard him say he had a previous engagement, dear.
Well, I just don't believe it. I'll bet Bob put him up to this. Brothers.
And take engineering. Electrical, mechanical, most any kind. Think of what still can be done in the field of research. For new ways of doing things. For the generation of power, the distribution of power, and the design of new machines. Why, Mr. Adams, some of those large generators I've seen have the rhythm of music.
Music, Alex? Do you like music?
Alex was speaking about the music of machinery, Judy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad.
But I do like music. Very much.
Swell. The records are right in the cabinet.
Well, is it okay with you, sir?
Sure, kids, go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Pick something groovy, Alex. My favorite record.
The rhythm of big generators.
These berries are simply divine.
And they'll taste even more divine next winter, if there are any left for the freezer. Remember what it was like, Judy, before we got the freezer?
Sure do. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Berries, corn on the cob, peaches, peas, lima beans, meat, cakes, pies. Oh, it's dreamy.
The money we saved's pretty dreamy, too. There it is, practically ready to put on the table. Yep, pretty dreamy.
Mother,
Yeah?
do you think it would be all right if I went to the dance tomorrow night with Eddie Brown?
Oh, when did you ask him?
Oh, he hasn't yet exactly. Alex has asked me to go to a stuffy old lecture with him.
You said you'd go?
You said we should do everything to make his stay pleasant, but I'd still rather go to the dance.
Judy, if you promised Alex you'd go to the lecture with him, you go to the lecture with him. And that's all there is to it.
Well, all right, but he sure gives me the reds.
Gives you the what?
Burns me up, makes me mad.
Oh.
Is there anything else I can do, Mother?
Not for now, dear. Thanks for the help with the berries.
Strictly a snap. Besides, they're good.
Oh, Judy, I almost forgot. Sally phoned.
Okay, Mom. See you later.
Gives me the reds. Really?
Must be a relief not to hang out clothes anymore.
Watch. This is Mother. Any day can be wash day now. My electric dryer saves me miles of walking and tons of carrying in a year. No kidding, though. This little old dryer sure gets things done in a hurry. Man, oh, man.
Men. That's what I'm through with. Or at least one man in particular. Alexander Phipps.
Oh? What's with you?
Well, at first I thought he was real gone. Really a big wheel. Then for a while I thought my dear brother just made up all this stuff about Alex being a bookworm. But now I find out he really is a character.
Well, it isn't the first time a big wheel turned out to be just a hubcap.
And while you're wheeling around at the dance, I'll be sitting out a lecture with a hubcap. A lecture about mushrooms.
Well, there must be some mechanical problem connected with the lecture, if Alex wants to go. Growing mushrooms under artificial conditions. Well, after all, the lecture may be very interesting.
Yes, Mother.
Mushrooms. Mechanical problems. Time study. Food.
What did you say, Mother?
Judy, I've an idea.
Yes?
I remember your father. The trouble I had with him. Seemed as if nothing I did would interest him until
Until what, Mother?
Until I discovered how much he enjoyed good food.
Oh.
Well, the way to a man's heart, Judy.
Oh, Mother, that's corny. Everyone likes good food.
I know, dear, but I'm thinking of something else, too. It'll take a little conspiracy.
Conspiracy?
A nice little conspiracy for a nice young man. You remember I decided not to go to the garden club dinner tomorrow night because of Alexander's visit? Well, I've changed my mind. I'm going. And you can find out for yourself whether Mother knows best. Now, here's what we'll do.
All right, so they've been in there for 30 minutes now. Don't know how long has elapsed in the show runtime, but that's television magic for you. There it is. They still look a little eggy, but 30 minutes is what it said. 30 minutes at 350 degrees. They're sizzling like fajitas. Okay, so now's the part that you really want to see. I've got our fresh quail eggs over here. So, here we are. Look how tiny. Minuscule indeed. They have that nice marbled pattern. Some are shiny. And this is going to be an adventure because it says to crack 3 of these into each of those little cups. They should crack like a normal egg, but let's see here if I can even crack it on the edge of that hot little bowl and not burn myself. We'll see. All right, okay, there's a little crack. Oh! Okay, well, I have some extras here. Okay, trying this again. Alright. It's not too bad. Okay, it's a little bad. Okay, well, we're gonna get another little dilation here because these are a pain. Hard-boiled quail eggs next year. There we go. There it is. Okay. Behold, a properly cracked egg there. And I'll crack one more for good measure, just so we get a little more beautiful egg footage here. But then, for sure, you're gonna see some time elapse. There, that was okay. All right, I'll get one into each nest there, and then we'll break. I just want to show that I'm not a complete failure, although it's going to be close because there's like a little tight, pretty thick membrane there that's like a grape skin, and that's what's giving me trouble. Because maybe I just, no, see, that worked. That was okay. Once I get through that membrane, everything is all right. I'll do one last one here, and then we'll jump ahead. We'll go warp speed. Tiny eggs on tiny bowls is not as easy as a normal egg on a normal bowl. I will tell you that much. Someday I'm gonna find a supplier who can get me an ostrich egg, and then life is gonna be easy from there on out. You see, behind the membrane there is the egg yolk. I'll just do my best here. Good golly, Miss Molly. There it is. And there we are. Through TV magic, I've cracked all the eggs I'm gonna need. I've got 3 little yolks in each of our nests to show the wonderful smallness of those quail eggs. They're tiny indeed. Rocky could gobble down cool hand Luke levels of small eggs, just dozens and dozens. And that's what we will do after we have baked them in the oven for an additional 5 minutes. Or you can vary the time amount depending on your taste in eggs if you want to coddle them. Perhaps these are millennial eggs. Pop these bad boys in for 5 more minutes and we will see what becomes of them. And I'll bet they're going to be tasty. Then it will be on to our main attraction for the seasonal table. And it'll be off to our new friends to surprise them with our traditional monstrous repast. It's actually been a little closer to 15 minutes because they didn't quite look crispy golden like they do now, but time has passed and they're beautiful and fragrant. And soon we'll serve them up, but first we have to deal with the main business at hand. We're going to prepare our main course, also on the small end. We got muskrats. We are going to experience some muskrat love here in Gauntly's kitchen. So let's get to it. Got some muskrats here. Gonna get a nice close look as I unwind them. A little taste of the forest here. I've defrosted them so they're kind of basting in their own fluids right now. There's quite a bit of blood. But that's what you tune into Gauntly to see, so I won't block your view there. Look at that little face there. Those little teeth. Rodentures. It's very moist. This is not a dried out muskrat at all. Seems very intact to me. One of the first steps you want to take is to remove the musk pouches. You know, what a surprise that a muskrat would have those. It's something we neglected to do when we prepared our beaver, I believe, and it ended up very oily and fragrant, which was not the biggest downside in the world, but certainly an acquired taste. So unwrapping his fellow now. Nice. Just about got it. Just got some bony ends jutting out there. Don't want to impale myself. It's got some spurs. You see those bone spurs? He's like double wrapped. This is very damp with blood. Here we are. Exquisite. Just look at all that naturally marbled fat on there. Rich texture. There we go. Beautiful. Our two gentlemen here. Ready for the pan. I've taken a little bit of a more clinical look at our two gents here, and you'll notice that they're of two varying qualities. This one is very muscular. He's a regular slim good body there, but the guy on this side, he's got definitely a different patina to him. Also, you see how nice and clean this guy is, but here we've got some bones sticking out. We got some tail and some hair, some bits of hair. Yep, right there, yeah. So it's definitely a different condition. You also notice that this guy's very clean on the inside here. So just in case, I don't see any casters or oil glands or anything like that dangling off. I hear those are useful in the perfume industry. So it's possible our helpful butcher friends salvage those. But just in case, I'm going to carve out this middle section so that doesn't get served to our new friends and turn them into wary Gauntly dinner guests who beg off the Thanksgiving invitation. I don't really know. It looks like meat to me. I would eat it. Okay, so now is when the magic's going to happen. I've got my two muskrats here. Behold, not so little anymore. They're actually pretty sizable. I'm impressed. Gonna start by spraying a baking pan just with some oil so that nothing sticks. Everything's better with some grease. So I'm just gonna slather these guys, drop them on in there. Going to work together some diced apples, some diced onions, and some diced raisins. Yes, so the apples first. Like I said, Gauntly is inexact. It said to stuff them. I don't really see an open cavity on these guys. A little bit, perhaps, but you could kind of butterfly them if that's your style. You know, split them down the middle. Yeah, that should work. Look at that. That is just opening up nicely. So, get some apples in there. Look at that. We got some organs or something. Beautiful. Just get it real personal with your meat and just open it up. Open it up like that. There we are. A nice open cavity. Blah. Look at that. Great. Get some in the armpits there. And the onions. I'm gonna bring into the mix now. It's kind of a layered effect. It recommends mixing these things up to start, which might be a good idea, but we're gonna have kind of a parfait effect with layers. Get some in the mouth there. Very nice. Raisins aren't everybody's favorite, but it was recommended in the recipe, and maybe it'll add a little bit of vital flavor. It'll add some zing. So I'm serving them up there. If people don't like, just jab myself on the bone spur there a little bit. But if people don't like the raisins, they can push them off to the side, but they're not going to be able to make that choice when it comes to the muskrat. People are going to have to eat the food I have lovingly prepared for them. And if they don't like it, that's tough. Okay, and now the next bit, we can just roll on in. I've got a mixture of half a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour that I'm going to mix together and slather on. Just give them a little body massage there. Just kind of whip that around. Ooh, it's nice and warm. That's just going to provide a little, you know what, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on there and start rubbing it in. Give you a little bit of ASMR experience here. Lots of textures and fragrances, and just really stimulate all your senses. Give you a full television experience. There we are, just Look at that. Look at all the flavors mixing together in the meat and the stuffing. Just get it all the way from tip to tail and just rub it all over. Just really lambast it. Just kind of roll him around so he's wallowing in his juices there. There we are. Just kind of rub them back and forth to get them in the butter. There's definitely a difference in consistency. This guy's very loose. This one's very uptight. They're like a comedy duo. This one's very rigid. You see he's got no wiggle to him. This one you can like just jostle him all around and he goes with the flow. This one he's got a stick up his butt. So they are all ready to go into the oven at 400 degrees. And they're going to cook now. I'm going to periodically flip them until they're looking nice and golden brown. Our total cook time is going to wind up being about 1.5 hours in the oven. But once they become golden brown, I'm going to lower the temperature to 325 degrees. There they are. And once they reach that golden brown stage and the temperature changes, we're going to add one more magic ingredient to the mix. Bye, guys. So once it reaches that golden brown state, I'm going to be applying a cheesecloth on top to keep it moist, but the cheesecloth is also going to be soaked in some cooking sherry to add a bit of alcoholic zing. We all need a little of that to cope in our hectic modern age. Take the edge off. So I'm just going to pour some of this goodness here on the cloth so it soaks in. And once we reach that golden brown stage, cover it on the top there. And it'll keep the juices in, and it'll add a little bit of extra sauce. Okay, so I've got our muskrats pulled out for a moment. I'm going to flip them every 15 minutes so that they get that golden brown color all over them. Get them tan on their fronts and backs. Yum. Dig in there. There we are. Beautiful. Now they're starting to kind of become the same color. I don't know, this one is still much more tan. They smell good though. Got a gamey, oily, musky smell, as one would expect. Alright, now I've flipped them over. They're gonna go in the oven for 15 more minutes until I flip them again. Remember that total cooking time, they say, is an hour and a half. Once they are golden brown all through, I'm gonna bring the temperature down a little bit. And that's looking pretty nice and roasty toasty to me. Get nice and close in on those. Their mugs. So now that they're getting that nice golden brown look, flip them over one more time. And I'll put on that wine-sodden cheesecloth from earlier. Use my hands. You want it done right. Get in there and do it yourself. That adds a nice element to the smell for sure. A little bit of tang in there with the other smells of the oil and the raisins and the apples and all that good stuff. There we are, and they're nice and tucked in now, ready for the long sleep. Alright, now I'm going to return them to the oven again. They've been in for about a half an hour now total. I've got about an hour to go, but I'm going to lower the temperature now to 325 degrees. And let them cook that last hour. There we go. There we are. It's got some mummy gauze wrapped around it all. Toasty there. So here's the grand unveiling. That's just beautiful. That's what Gauntly likes to see. There we are. Get nice and close in on that face there. Yeah. There it is. So, our last step will be to plate it all up and to serve it to our unsuspecting guests.
Need anything before I leave, Judy?
I don't think so, Mother. Now, how long did you say it would take this dinner to cook?
Let's see. Your dinner should cook for an hour and a half at 350 degrees.
Wait a sec, sweetie. Let me make with the mathematics. I'm going to dash over to Sally. She's going to sit in my hair.
It's almost 3 o'clock now. You'll eat at 6:30, and your dinner takes an hour and a half to cook.
Let me see. Set the timer to stop cooking at 6:30 and to cook for an hour and a half. Then I flip the set switch so it'll go on automatically. Turn the temperature dial to 350. Then I'm off to Sally's. Okay?
Absolutely right.
Oh, glad I remembered to take the ham out of the freezer this morning. I wish you weren't going out. Do you think everything will be all right?
Of course, darling. It'll be lovely. Now, don't you worry. This isn't the first meal you've cooked, you know.
No, but it's the first meal I ever cooked for Alex.
Well, I'm off.
Oh, where you going, Mom?
Can we give you a lift, Mrs. Adams?
No, thanks, boys. I don't know just what time I'll be back tonight, so I'm taking the car.
Tonight? What about dinner?
Oh, Judy's taking care of that.
Judy? Why, Judy can't even boil water without burning it. Hey, maybe we'd better go down to Hamburger Harry's. At least we'll get something to eat.
Go right ahead, but you'll be sorry.
Why, I wouldn't think of missing one of Judy's dinners.
Thank you, Alex.
You shouldn't tease her so, dear.
Oh, Mom, I was only needling her.
Well, don't overdo it. You'll give her the reds.
Oh, me. Everything will be ruined. Oh, I don't know what I'll do.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Lady in distress. Sure. Trouble, Judy? Can I help?
It's the mixer. It just won't work.
Oh, let me take a look. There we are. Plug slipped out. That's all.
How do you suppose that happened?
Just one of those things. First thing you do when an appliance doesn't work is find out if it's plugged in. That's the trouble most of the time.
Is that what time study is?
No. But are you interested in time study?
Well, Mother was telling me that you...
Oh, yeah. It's a hobby of mine.
I'd love to hear about it.
Oh, take your kitchen. Ever noticed anything about it?
Well, there's the electric range, the electric sink, the garbage disposer, and dishwasher, and the refrigerator, and the freezer.
Exactly. All wonderful helps. Now, here's something you probably never thought about, Judy. The kitchen today is like a factory in a lot of ways. Well, the product can only be good if the right tools are used. So, modern factories use the best machinery that money can buy. As a result, the work is done faster, better, and easier. Just as it is in a modern kitchen. See what I mean?
Oh, yes. And you're so smart about all these things.
Not really, Judy. It's just that I'm interested and like to make a study of them. Oh, now here's another thing. Not only are the best tools important, but everything connected with their use is taken into consideration. Oh, see how they're placed? Oh, just like machines in our factory. Straight line production. Oh, they're not set this way just for looks. They're placed this way for a definite purpose. To save work, time, and unnecessary steps.
Golly, I'm so impressed.
It's called time and motion study. Come here. Take your home freezer, full of fresh frozen foods. Well, there's a definite saving of time and money. And right next to it, the refrigerator. Keeps day-to-day food in perfect freshness. And the dishwasher? Now there's a machine that does away with a chore that everybody hates. And again, right next to it, the garbage disposer. Very convenient. The electric range, practically an automatic cook, right? And only a few steps from where the food is kept. Notice how it all adds up to one important thing?
What?
Consideration for the housewife. Even that mixer's a big work saver.
Oh, golly, my whipped cream.
Imagine having to do that the hard way, by hand.
Alex, I hope you brought your appetite with you.
Oh, I certainly did, sir. The table looks beautiful, Judy.
Oh, yes, sir. You, Alex.
Certainly looks lovely.
Beautiful.
Well, here's to Judy.
To Judy. Well, I brought along my appetite, too, so let's sample it.
That's for me, sir.
How about you, Bob?
Oh, but quick.
Just a small piece for the boy at the end. A perfect dinner, Judy. And you said she couldn't boil water without burning it.
It's me.
Pineapple juice, chilled just right. And that ham steak, oh, brother. Creamy potatoes, buttered lima beans, and that wonderful cherry pie with whipped cream.
All right, all right.
I think we ought to make him eat all his meals at Hamburger Harry's for that.
A delicious meal, Judy, and I'm very proud of you.
Yep, Judy, you did all right.
Thanks, but I can't take all the credit. Our kitchen does everything but talk.
Now, about that lecture. Oh, I don't know. After such a wonderful meal, I'd fall asleep at a lecture. I thought maybe... How'd you like to go dancing?
Dancing? Oh, Alex, how dreamy.
Okay. Well, let's get going on the dishes. And, Bob, you can take in the lecture if you want.
No, thanks. I'm going to watch TV tonight. A lot of good shows.
Don't you young folks worry about the dishes. There's no trouble around here, you know.
Oh, Dad, you're a doll. Come on, Alex.
See you later.
Night.
Here, let me give you a hand with these, Dad.
Okay, son. Oh, hello there.
How'd it go? Big success?
Tremendous success. We've got quite a girl there, Mother. Quite a girl.
What are those?
Oh, tickets to a lecture. You want to go with me? Alex left them. Something about growing mushrooms under artificial conditions. I might find out how to grow them in the basement. Say, I could move your laundry.
Oh, no, you don't. Really, Harry, this is the end.
Okay, Gauntly's in plain clothes right now, ready for the surprise. Got my muskrats right here. I was about to say woodchucks. I don't quite know the difference, but I expect they taste roughly the same. When we cooked them up, it smelled a lot like the beaver from so many years ago. Believe it or not, that was 5 years ago. We've been doing this a while, but now I'm here at the door of my unsuspecting guests. They're gonna get a good whiff. You know, sometimes Gauntly's gotta track down some fresh blood. Hey guys, muskrat reaction shot.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ready?
Whoa, yeah. Yeah, totally ready. Tristan, you should probably come over here.
Yeah, come on and see what Gauntly's brought for Thanksgiving.
The heads are still on. Yeah, I don't need animals with faces. Oh, Lord.
Is this still the fur?
No fur. Everything else though. I prefer them intact.
Yeah, that's an animal.
Okay, so I've brought my feast here to the 48-hour film project. We're going to be producing, what else? A horror film. Specifically, it's going to be set in outer space. So they've called on Gauntly's expertise. I mean, I've been there. And I'm going to make sure that it looks up to snuff. But first, the crew and I are going to share Gauntly Thanksgiving number 7's monstrous menu items here. And I'm sure they will be nothing but appreciative. Take that one, Chris. It seems like
This
it's
one
in a
over
little
here?
better shape. Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Looked a little less freezer burned. All right. So I've got a fan here, a fellow traveler who doesn't mind sharing Thanksgiving with Gauntly.
Oh man, you're gonna go all
Welcome
hands
to the program.
Are you kidding me? This is how we're doing this? Oh,
why not?
shit, where are you biting?
I'm just gonna go in for the meaty bits. Okay. Yeah.
Gamey.
It's oily, just like the beaver a few years ago. But a little more portable, you know.
A little bit more portable.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for checking in.
That's it for me.
How is it?
It's not horrible. No, I mean, it's fine.
You heard it here first, folks. Happy Thanksgiving. And now let's take a look as the film comes together.
It's time for stores financially to move from red to black. Expect delays and watch for shoppers as they all attack. With hopes and dreams to grab doorbusters so disorderly. Arrive to find cat fights and clusters causing injury. Go join the mess at merchant rivals running sales today. Achieve success and your survival this fine Black Friday. No longer find that pumpkin spice that everyone endures. Yet now you'll hear holiday music in all retail stores. Oh, think of all the joy and fun when buying all those toys, and suffer all the debt when bad and credit it destroys. Kick off the retail season now to increase the value of the Dow. Achieve success and your survival this fine Black Friday.
Now kiss.